Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Samantha and I'm back with a brand new video. If you haven't been here before, I film videos on life, fashion, travel, luxury, and a whole lot of fun. So if you're into that, do hit the subscribe button below so you get to see the rest of my videos. This video, it's very overdue. I'm sharing an update on my Invisalign treatment. Much has changed since my last video. When I got Invisalign about 3 or 4 years ago, I did film a video about my experience. I answered some questions, debunked some myths that I thought I was watching on YouTube. But since then, a lot has changed. So obviously I finished and completed my Invisalign treatment. It has been a few years since then and I'm currently just using retainers. My husband actually ended up doing Invisalign as well, and so now I have a different perspective on the entire experience. And I feel like it's high time that I filmed and posted a new update. I'm just gonna share like why I got Invisalign in the first place. My teeth, I have been very blessed to have pretty straight teeth all my life. I never got braces or anything like that growing up. Until a few years ago, before I got Invisalign, I realized that my front 2 teeth had shifted. It's one of those things that other people wouldn't necessarily notice, but it's something that you would notice, and like it really bugged me. I kept seeing the 2 front teeth like folding, almost like being bent on the side. So whenever I would smile, and I love smiling with my teeth, I kept seeing it. It was really annoying. I also had pressure in my jaw area and it was really uncomfortable and really difficult for me sometimes when I were to look down. I could feel a lot of pressure in my jaw area. It's hard for me to smile without showing my teeth. I couldn't do like a closed smile like this without feeling like my teeth was protruding outwards. And so that was probably a bigger issue where I was like, you know what, I should probably go get a consult and see if Invisalign would fix this whole issue. I met with Dr. Derek. He is from Orthology. We did do a partnership, and I do disclose this in my earlier video when I filmed it like 3, 4, or 5 years ago. I did pay for like the remaining of the cost, but partial of the cost was covered. I have so much great things to say about them. If you are ever looking for a fabulous Invisalign experience, I can't recommend them enough. Like my husband went with them as well to get his Invisalign treatment, and it was just like such a smooth process. So I'll of course add the information down below, so if you're in Vancouver and you're looking to get Invisalign done, definitely reach out to them. My treatment was fairly simple. Again, like everything else was fine. It was just the 2 front teeth that were really bugging me. More things needed to move in order to help the front aesthetically and also like physically relieve the pressure of the jaw. Like less than a year, I think, or maybe a little bit over a year. So definitely a lot more reduced than other Invisalign experiences that I've watched on YouTube. So I didn't want any attachments at all. I do a lot of camera work. I was doing a lot of TV work at that time, and I was like, I don't want to have attachments visible on camera. I didn't actually need to have any attachments on, which was incredible because I realized after I posted the earlier Invisalign treatment, a lot of people were commenting being like, that's great, like your experience seemed like it was really simple and smooth and you were really lucky, but a lot of people do need to get attachments on, and that's not something that they can go around. An oversight on my part, thinking like everybody didn't need attachments and the whole experience was the same. Yeah, I was wrong, because when my husband went to get his consult done, he needed to have a whole lot of attachments, and so I was able to see how different his treatment plan was to my experience. In this part of the video, I really wanted to acknowledge a lot of the comments that you guys left on my first Invisalign experience video, that I hear you and that I understand that a lot of my first impressions on what Invisalign was and the experience that I had is very different than a lot of the experiences that you shared. And so I really wanted to acknowledge that. And I really wanted to talk about the things that I was mistaken that I said in my first video that is obviously not the case for everybody else. And your feedback really helped. So in my first video, when I was talking about Invisalign, I was kind of saying that, you know, I was watching a lot of the videos and people were complaining about it being hard to wear lipstick, it being really difficult to take the aligners on and off. And in that video, the first one that I filmed, I think I mentioned that it's not like it wasn't that difficult. It's hard sometimes, like it's definitely more painful sometimes compared to others, depending on your trays. But for the most part, in my first video, I said that it was a fairly easy process for me and I could wear lipstick without it getting like stained on the aligners itself. I got a few comments saying that that's probably just my case and not something that everybody experiences, especially because I didn't have any attachments on. Thank you for that comment and feedback. So when I was watching my husband get his Invisalign treatment done, he had so many attachments and it was so annoying for him because it's just like little bumps around your teeth, and I can imagine that being so annoying to get used to. And so for him to take it off and put it back on, it was extra difficult because of all the grooves involved. And he also had the elastics too, so throw that in, elastics and a bar. It was a very different experience than my Invisalign experience, and I can imagine that putting lipstick on would be a lot more difficult, so I was wrong on that front. So post-treatment and now where I am with retainers, what is it like? When I completed my Invisalign treatment, I was just like, oh, fabulous. To be fair, if you compare what life was like before Invisalign, when you had to have braces and the metal and you can't take it off whenever you just feel discomfort, this is way easier. And I'm sure in the future there will be a lot more advancements in this field where it'll just get easier and easier to get straight teeth. So moving from the treatment to retainers was fairly simple. So again, I received like a ton of trays that were meant to be like used over the course of, I guess, years. So I had like a good amount of trays that I would switch, I guess, when it got gross. But the thing is, it didn't get as gross as it used to get when I was on the treatment, because I was only really wearing it after I brushed my teeth at night. And like, that's really what you use the retainers for, is just really using it at night when you sleep, and then when you're awake in the morning, you can take them off and just go about your day. The transition from treatment to retaining it is, yeah, it was fairly simple. The difficult part is keeping up with that and not forgetting to wear your retainers at night. Even though I was wearing my retainers almost every night, it was still very tight. And when I spoke to orthology about that, they said that, you know, you need to be very diligent and make sure that you do wear them every night, because it's important. A period of time where I was just so lazy to put the retainers on at night. It was just uncomfortable, and I was like, I don't need to do this. And I actually didn't wear them for a month, like 4 to 5 weeks. Don't do that, you guys. When I put them back on, it like couldn't really fit. And I freaked out because I was like, oh no. I did not just pay X amount of money and spent like a year going through this treatment only for me to be lazy and have my teeth shift back and then have to do it all over again. So, and I don't recommend this, but I was able to shove the aligners in like and fit it with my teeth, and I was in so much pain for, I think, 3 to 4 days. I wore it every night to make sure that it would shift back. That goes to show that it actually did shift more than I anticipated it to, because of the amount of pain that I had putting them back on after like a month of not wearing retainers. If you take anything from this video, do not slack on wearing your retainers after Invisalign, because I've heard so many stories from friends of mine who are like, yeah, I had to go back and get it redone because it shifted so much that my retainers wouldn't fit anymore and I would have to pay and then do it all over again. So that's just not worth it, you guys, not worth it. Wear your retainers. So in a nutshell, I do think that the whole Invisalign experience was a great investment. It was a lot of money. Even though I had a partnership and stuff, it was still a lot of money, and like my husband did it as well, and we both agree that it is worth it. You get a beautiful functioning smile. And when I was thinking of doing Invisalign, and you can watch that in the first video, I was dabbling between a cheaper alternative, which was like Smile Direct or whatever, and I'm so glad I didn't, because so much of it is personalized and customized to you, and I did appreciate the experience of like going in every few months to make sure that everything was moving how they should, and having that personal touch with someone who knows, you know, how this should go and how your jaw should move, how your teeth should be aligned, your bite, etc. And I find that when I was watching some videos on people who take the cheaper route, yes, it's cheaper, but sometimes you don't really get the quality or the best care. Let me know in the comments down below if you've had Invisalign or any feedback on your experience. Let's just have a chat. Like, I always love hearing from you guys. And of course, if you want to watch more videos on self-care, self-tips, on life, all things fun, you can check out my self-care playlist here. I want to watch my luxury playlist, I'll add it here as well. You can find me all over the socials. I'm on Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok, and of course this YouTube channel. You'll see me here 2 times a week. And I'll see you in the next one. All right, bye.